AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP Australia, Carlton and United Breweries, Telecom Australia, McDonald's, Nike and Foodland.
Adelaide versus Footscray on AFL Today.
This vital round 11 game could hold the key to the finals for both clubs. In 4 previous meetings between Adelaide and Footscray, the Crows have only managed to win once at this ground in 1991. Going into the game, Adelaide is 6th, with Footscray 1 spot below. But both have an identical record this season, 5 wins and 4 losses. It's also a milestone game for Adelaide defender Mark Bickley in his 50th AFL game. We pick it up from the first bounce. Commentators are Ross Glendinning, Peter Landy and Dennis Cometti.
First quarter from Football Park. Vital match for both sides. As Max said, the ground heavy in spots, but all in all, not too bad. Pittman and Wind go at it. Getting taken down for Footscray was Anthony Darcy. No free kick. Crowd certainly calling for one. Ball kicked up to Smith. And the Bulldogs trying to make something of this. Snapshot by Delray may just be a score. And in fact, he's scraped it in for one behind. So the opening score to the Bulldogs, kicked by Danny Delray. And the Footscray goal kicking last year. Kicked 70 goals in 22 games. And has kicked 29 goals so far this year. Bulldogs with that very slight goal advantage that Max mentioned. And there's certainly nothing really to speak about. Going to be a bounce. Right half forward flank for the Bulldogs. Last to get up is Mark Bickley. Pittman. Quick kick. Quick tap down. Bickley was the quick kick. Darcy to half forward. Mark taken. Tui takes the hand pass. No mark taken. Delray tries to paddle the ball in front of him. Anderson from right half back. And the kick slewing off the side of the boot. And we're going to see a boundary throw in.
Collingwood and West looking on. Boundary throw in, left half forward. Pittman swings it wide. Maynard's got the run of it. Liberatore's got him. Down they go. Holding the ball, said the umpire. Pretty quick. Liberatore's got the free left half forward. A little jam. Too far out to score. Bright sunny conditions for the moment. Heavy clouds over the ground though. Towards the kickoff line. It falls forward. Smart. Going nowhere. Ellen slung. McDermott. It happened off the ball. This is Grant in trouble. Atkins. And eventually they clear the zone. It's booted around the outer side. It was Pittman. This is Bickley. Lee. Back to Bickley on the overlap. Well played. Tregenza finds Bickley again. Surging through the wing. He kicks inside the 50. Campbell comes in front, takes the mark.
Tui to the outer side and Stanfield. Gary Stanfield kicks to centre wing position. And the ball fisted out of bounds by Robbie Maynard on centre wing. Before the Hack Terraces, Glenn Galaxy Coleman back into the side. Along with Smith, Cameron and Allen for Footscray. Wine takes it. Quick hand pass. Allen. That's as far as it's going. Lee. Oldest man on the Crows side today. Not as Smart. Smart from half back. Good turn of speed. Towards the member stand side. Ball props. Maynard showed courage. Got the ball underneath him. Foster applying a tackle. Appeared to be a correct tackle, but a stalemate. And it's going to be a bounce. That must be one of the heavier parts of the ground. Certainly it's an area that would be in shade a lot of the time this time of the year. David Howler puts it down. Doesn't bounce very high. Rodman taps down. Hunter gets the crumbs well. Plenty of distance with the kick. up towards half forward, right on the 50-metre line. Maynard looks for some options. There weren't too many there. Tries for Anderson, who's got the speed. Courage needed here. Anderson dragged off it by Atkins. Whistle has gone. It's going to be a Crows free kick. And it will go to Anderson at the right half-back flank. 86 Magarey medalist. Kicks towards the edge of the square. Footscray had the numbers at the fall of the ball. Hand pass. Atkins from Darcy. Into the pocket. Delray. Smart. Had it and then dropped it. Going to be a free kick going Footscray's line. Danny Delray. Well, distance shouldn't be a problem, Ross, from there. The angle, obviously.
No, I agree with you, Pete. It shouldn't be at all.
Danny Delray has already kicked it behind today. Smart had it. I guess the umpire ruled he had the opportunity to get rid of it.
He just fell out of his hand, Pete.
So he did. Danny Delray for his 30th goal of the year. Football park. And he's hooked it a little bit, I would say, behind. His second for the afternoon, and in fact that is the case. So Footscray opening with two behinds, and both of them kicked by their leading goal kicker of last year, Danny Delray.
Plenty of the ball at the present time. Rouvray in short. This is Maynard, deep in his own defensive area. Goes for distance towards the outer side wing. Foster from behind gets a fist on it. Falls to Atkins. Sweeping hand pass. Well done. They work it around the outer side. The mark held in front. Darcy's kick finds Grant. And now Grant will go at goal from almost right on the 50.
Well, with the wind behind him, Dennis, you'd have to give him a chance.
His kicking does fluctuate a bit. Chris Grant. One of the rising superstars. That's a beautiful kick. Straight through. First goal of the afternoon to the Bulldogs then. And they lead by 8 points. Adelaide only once past their half-forward line so far.
Yes, and that's the sort of kick they'll give Chris Grant the confidence boost he needs. Dennis said he can fluctuate a bit with his kicking. The ball coming forward quickly, and he's a very tall player, deceiving Ben Hartden. Grant very effective in the air there. And a good finish from that player.
Back in the middle. Just over 90 minutes remain. Atkins has got it, but we've got a whistle, and the free kick is going to Pittman for Adelaide. Right alongside the centre circle. Interesting, Mark Hunter is tagging Tony McGuinness. Not normally seen in that role, Hunter. As Pittman plays on, this is Bickley up from half-back, kicks towards half-forward. Wide, tailor-made for him from behind. He knocks it forward. Liberatore on his knees, gets it to Tui, who's in trouble. Awkward bounce for Foster. Tui dives at it. A lot of experience in all of that exchange. It comes to Campbell eventually. Jarman tracked it through, but couldn't quite gain possession. This is Kellett on the outer side. Kellett plays on quickly. Long kick. Hugs the boundary line. Pitches just inside the field of play. Reynolds can't keep it in, and we've got a throw in.
Yes, alongside that too, Dennis, you've got Tony Liberatore picking up McDermott. A lot of sides tend to let McDermott go. And Bickley, the Crows, is picking up Atkins, with Jarman starting out of the centre on a half-forward flank.
Pittman and Coleman. Reynolds up high, down to Atkins. The assist from Liberatore. McGuinness. And there's a 50-metre kick. 25 up and 25 down that time, but McGuinness coming out with a hand pass eventually. Not a good one. Adelaide players, plenty of them there. Hodges went in. Liberatore's in there. Stanfield likewise. He's slung. Crowd looking for a free kick. The umpire puts the whistle to right out finally. He's found one to Footscray. Stanfield to Tui. One of the veterans of the Footscray side. Pittman across in front. Footscray mark. Too far out to score, Reynolds. Dougie Hawkins in the goal square. There's no knee bandage he's got on. 53 metres out. Wind behind him. Kicks it goal. And one behind. So Keane and Reynolds. So Footscray not making the most of opportunities early up forward. Grant has got their only goal. Delray has kicked two behinds, and now Reynolds has kicked one. Probably a 3 or 4 goal win. Good mark taken by Reynolds again, almost in the identical spot. And this time not going for goal, goes for Hawkins instead, who marks in front of Smart in the right forward pocket. But right on the boundary line, right in front of the bay of Footscray supporters over there, or a kennel of Footscray supporters. Dougie Hawkins playing his 298th game. Captain since 1990. The club goal kicking a couple of seasons back with only 38 goals. Former best and fairest winner. And they still can't kick goals though. So Hawkins getting his first score, a behind, and Footscray 1-4, 5 effective scoring shots. I don't think Terry Weaver would be too happy with the score on the board so far.
Rouvray stabs it in short. This is Visca. Get the feeling Doug Hawkins might see a lot of that end of the ground this afternoon. This is Lee at half back. Prosciutto puts it towards the wing. Foster favoured by the kick. Too much carry though for all concerned. Tui paddles it towards the boundary line. Brown sought him out, body to body. It spills across the boundary. It'll be tossed in. There's Bernard Tui playing his 32nd game for the Bulldogs. 94 at Geelong, 129 at Sydney. He's been around. What a good value player he's been. McDermott goes to ground in the tackle and to bounce on the wing. As always, Football Park looking terrific, but as you can see, just to the right of the umpire there, they are digging into the top surface. Wine didn't have it. Advantage is paid now. Darcy breaks away forward of the wing. Centering kick. Delray comes up on the lead. Then offside of the contest. Smart got a fist on it. Grabbed by Smith. Outside the 50. It's a high floater down towards the pocket. Reynolds tried to cover the bounce. It went out of bounds. One of the most improved players in the competition, Keenan Reynolds, picked up in a mid-season draft, has been a most valuable acquisition.
Boundary throw in. No one going anywhere. Grant, he went almost for the boundary line there. Didn't see any player. And from his angle, probably a pair of socks would have done. Didn't even see those. So Graham Corns, don't think he'd be too concerned at the moment with Footscray doing all the attacking. Especially as time's ticking away with the Bulldogs' use of the breeze. Similar to the Western Oval. Maynard, quick hand pass. Another Lee. Away they come through Bickley. Up to midfield of Rodman. Good mark. And speaking of improving players, one season at Hawthorn, then out of the contest for a while. He's improving with every match. Modra, the two number 6s. Campbell has the job on him and has done fairly well so far in the times that the ball has been down there.
But it's very important that Robert fills that to roll that centre half forward with John Clude moving on. Ingerson and those sorts of players not available through injury. Robert needs to take up the challenge.
And it comes from good breeding stock. Darcy, Hunter gets taken high by Robert and will get the free kick. Right sunshine at the park. Cameron, great to see him back. Oh, gee, Wine. No, he's kicked it out of bounds. Played only 3 games last year, Cameron, but had an appendicitis a couple of weeks back, which sidelined him. Tony McGuinness against the breeze. Plays on. No one really standing the mark. Good kick. Robert has the run from the back. Gee, nearly brought it down too. Opportunity again for Cameron. Paddles it out to Tui. Doesn't get the run that he wanted. Brown. Taken down. Oh, free kick.
Well, that's what they've got to make up their minds, the umpires. A couple of previous tackles have been going against the player who's carried forward, being pinged for holding the ball. Now this Brown, but David Brown's been picked up for being carried forward here by Darcy. So a little inconsistent.
Done everything in his power to get to the side of him, I thought.
David Brown from 25 metres out. Kicks out and gets the goal.
Until the end of the financial year, your Mitsubishi dealer will offer great savings on the entire range of Mitsubishi Express vans, Tritons, Star Wagons and Pajeros. So if you really want to save on Express vans, Tritons, Star Wagons or Pajeros, we'll give you a few days to think about it.
Our 100% Australian beef is just one reason to buy McDonald's hamburgers. But it's a good one.
It's a great day to be out on the road, but it could easily become the worst day of your life.
You
can't change the situation. But how would you like a second chance to choose your tyres?
Can tyres make a difference?
Good you can. If it only saves you once a year, it's a good year.
It's easy to get excited about fax machines when you see what we're up to at Copy World.
Like this Panasonic. It's a fax, a copier, an answering machine, and a phone.
More fax for your buck, more bang for your business.
Foodland now has nearly twice as many stores as the others. And we're celebrating with a 2-for-1 sale. Buy 1 pack of Chippy's chips or sticks and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of Peerless crumpets and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of Maxwell House granulated pouch coffee and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of XL laundry detergent and get 1 free. In the Foodland 2-for-1 sale. On now.
BP's research and testing often leaves an impression on our visitors.
4th floor, aviation fuel research. 7th floor, motorsport fuel and oil testing.
And we put this research to use in a very practical place. Your local BP service station.
Pizza for Tech King? Top floor.
Top floor, space research.
BP, on the move.
This week on Real Life, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, show me. I'm Danny Madigan. I'm a kid.
The ultimate action hero. His first Australian interview with David White.
I wanted to be part of that big action.
An exclusive preview of his latest movie.
I'll be back.
That's what you always say.
I do?
Also, underwater meditation.
That death is the ultimate spiritual experience.
The crazy new age fad that turned fatal. Real Life, 6:30 weeknights.
Bulldogs going with the breeze and still only 1 goal on the board. Danny Delray has been a little off target with 2 behind so far. So 30 metres from goal, a big opportunity for the Bulldogs. He won here last year by 27 points. Footscray free kick. I'll have to ask you, Ross, what was it for?
Holding on. The umpire, Gavin Dorr, saying that Hawkins was held. Chris McDermott disputing that.
2 of the veterans there.
I think Gavin Dorr had the game against Hawthorn a few weeks back here at Football Park. He wasn't too popular that night.
Your umpire's ever popular.
Oh, he's back in the cauldron today.
Hawkins has kicked it behind so far this afternoon. Goes at goal. And he too has missed. So 2 behinds to Hawkins. And the wash-up of all this may prove costly for Footscray. 1-5, 5-1 would be handy. So Footscray not getting the start it wanted. Certainly had a lot of the play. Pittman behind. Couldn't take the mark. Adelaide free kick on the shoulder. So Tony McGuinness, as Atkins cannons into him, McGuinness takes the free at left half-back flank.
That ball holds up into the breeze. Hodges in front. That's the place to be. Stanfield forces it across the line. It will be thrown in. Scott Hodges, boundary throw in, right on the wing. Big crowd, conditions pretty good, plenty of atmosphere, very important game. Tregenza, after McDermott worked hard, Tregenza pulls it back across his body. Oh, clever Mark Foster. This is Cameron in this centre square, kicking towards centre half forward. Back goes Hart with courage. Over the top, it's fisted away by Rashudo. Now an opportunity for Bisker. Maynard. That's better. Over the top, Bickley. Having a wonderful season, Bickley. Probing kick inside the 50. Modra almost the mark. Play on is the call. Campbell boots it out wide. Footscray leading the race, but the boundary line is too close. Well, Modra almost. He had it, didn't quite control it. But every time he goes near the ball, a buzz goes around this ground. And most footy grounds. Allen. McGuinness in the road. Atkins at close quarters to Liberatore. Wine. Well, that's ambitious. That's holding the ball.
He's never just trying to handball to a stationary target. And the last one you want to in that situation is Scotty Wine. Still.
Easiest to see.
Anderson from right centre wing. No mark taken there. Brown tackled by Darcy. Quick hand pass. Opportunity for Lee. Long kick. Modra and Campbell again, and off the hands of both of those players, and through for a behind to the Crows. I guess you'd almost have to put it down as a rush behind. 1-1 to 1-5. So the difference is 4 points, and the gloved one, Tony Campbell, will bring it in. Not too much on offer for him at the moment. I think he's going to go long straight up the middle. That's his choice. Wind underneath it. Stanfield. He gets taken away by Bickley. Mark will stand. Barry Stanfield. Short. On to Ellen. Ellen from right centre wing. Delray and Rouvray. And Rouvray this time going to do better. Smith overruns it. Oh, McGuinness put under the hammer. The greatest of hand passes, and the Crows are going to get out of this. Ball booted up towards centre wing. Jarman applies a tackle on Tui. Tregenza, who has got speed. Liberatore, one of the best tacklers in the business. Footscray free kick.
Yeah, it's coming back to Tui because Jarman continued on with the tackle and threw Tui over the boundary line. Player Howlett picking that up.
And Bernard Tui, 255th senior game of football. 4 or 5 Adelaide players at the fall of the ball. Visca was there. Now it's Liberatore's turn. Gives it to Coleman from a standing start. Galaxy's kick into the goal square. 2 Footscray players are there. Grant got right underneath it. That's it to Hawkins. And Hart will get the free kick. Or is it a behind? It's a behind. Gets the kick anyway. 1-1 to 1-6. Hart to the outer side. Lee, who's been busy in the first quarter, kicks to half back. Bickley, McGuinness, Brown, Tregenza, and away they come. Bickley once more, having a great season, as we said, kicks to centre wing.
Robran and Foster close to the boundary line. Hodges was held. Stanfield goes to the boundary. Well played. And it will be thrown in.
Well played too to Mark. Bickley got caught with a good hip and shoulder. Went to a game, but got up so very quickly, as good players do, and ran on with the game and got the footy back. Good stuff.
It was fearless, Mark Bickley. Throwing out his side. Wine could have almost got a free. Belated whistle. Right arm going over the shoulder with the champion ruckman in front. Scott Wine, right half back. Footscray had a couple of goals late in this term. He plays on. Stanfield's got it then. As for the long bomb towards the centre wing, Pittman. His confidence is rising, matching his leap in recent games. Smith gets it out for Keller. It goes off the ground, down towards the 50-metre line. Over the ball is Reynolds. Over him is Smart. At the base of that is McDermott. Atkins pleading his case, nothing doing. Chris McDermott led the league in possessions last season, and again right up there this season. Bickley gets it to Lee. Oh, nice. Lee through the traffic, boots it to the outer side. Darcy led back, coming up to meet the ball was Hodges. Awkward half volley for McGuinness, but he makes it look easy. Tregenza, the look away handball. Around the outer side, Brown. Little chip pass, well done. Rodwood, good football. Tregenza's going well on the wing. And Anderson on this side, they're doing well right across the centre. Back it comes to Brown inside the 50. Modra in best position. Worked himself out of position. The breeze just taking that ball away from him. Jarman behind. Back to Maynard. Open goal beckons. Oh, and he's missed. 15 metres out. Rodney Maynard has missed to the left-hand side. That would have put them in front.
They deserved the goal too. Grunt moving the outer side there for the Crows to work with him. Chipping short, avoiding Wine, who dropped back. Jarman's handball exemplary as usual.
Cameron takes the kick in from Campbell. He's got Tui on offer. Anderson late on the scene, but Tui didn't read it too well off the boot. Got a little bit underneath the ball. End result of which it's out of bounds. Close to Footscray's right half forward flank.
Change been made too by Terry Real. Looks as if Keenan Reynolds may come off and Collier to come on.
One of the speedier Footscray players. Knocked down by Hodges. Couldn't find a teammate. McDermott off the ground. To half forward. Kellett and Brown. Gets ridden into the ground. Must take a free kick. Darcy. Over the head of Foster. Lee again. 20-metre hand pass. Robran. Doing some useful things at centre half forward. Jarman. Didn't read that well either. Tui along the ground. Can't find touch. Might find Hunter instead. Gets cannoned into. Darcy. Only a rookie. But prominent in the first quarter. 2 Footscray players are there. Foster and Coleman. And Foster and Ellen. Could have been. And Delray. at half forward. With the breeze behind him, you have to give him a chance. He's kicked 2 behinds. Leading goal kicker of last year. Played 22 games.
Yeah, this is his distance, Pete.
Kicked 70 goals. He's kicked 29 this year. Beautiful kick distance-wise, but accuracy again leaves a little bit to be desired. So Danny Delray, 3 behinds in the opening term. And, oh gee, you wonder about that. 1-7 to 1-2 with just under 3 minutes left. And Stephen Rowe walking along the boundary.
Yes, Jarman coming off for that effort, which was poor out in the pocket there with the turnover resulting.
Pittman knocks it down to accommodate Bisker. Moved off the ball. Tregenza taken high. And we'll get the free kick on the outer side.
And Terry Wheeler taking Kenan Reynolds off the ground. Their forward line was a bit too tall with Grant, Delray, Coleman and Reynolds there, opting for a smaller, sharper player in Kolyaniuk.
Well, maybe he can sneak a goal. Right on quarter time because the clock is running down. This is Smart. Takes it from Tregenza. High kick through the centre. Robran the target. Knocks it away from Foster. Taken by Hodges. Feeds it out to McGuinness. 60 metres from goal. Little chip past Modra on the lead. Now, he will kick from about 45. I venture to say this will test it. Sounds a little strange, but the breeze is quite strong, so we'll get evidence of this breeze.
Yes, a good chip pass there by McGuinness. He had Hodges on his right-hand side. That been a spot on handball. The kick working better for him.
Tui and Rowe going at it. Meantime, Modra. Breeze did grab it, pushed it right. He got the distance. Minor score. 1-3 plays 1-7. Tony Modra, the league's leading goal kicker. 59 this season. 2 hauls of 10. Richmond in round 1, Melbourne in round 8. Playing his 10th game of the season. Leads Gary Ablett. Of course, Ablett has played 3 fewer games. Atkins on his knees. Worked it well. This is Ellen. Kicks it down towards half forward and Coleman. Maynard behind. Timely fist. Runs it out towards the boundary. And that will do in that situation. So, Footscray 1-7. Adelaide 1-3. Footscray have had the breeze. The story of this game may have been told already. Although Footscray probably as good a defensive side as there is in the competition when the breeze is a factor. Pittman gets it down. Maynard, Bickley across to Brown. Hard against the boundary line. Very well educated kick. Not quite. Didn't go out. Gets a B+ for it. This is Kellen in trouble. Wrong foot Tregenza. Sends it back inside the 50. Over the top, Delray. Well, Rashudo, I think, made a mistake. He didn't go and commit and get a fist on that one. We'll see it in replay as he runs to Delray's mark. He had a decision to make, and Ross Glendinning will tell us whether he made the right one.
Yes, no, you're quite right, Dennis. It's going to chip in for exactly the same call. Rashudo just in 2 minds. Perhaps a little bit of inexperience there, thinking, well, it's not my man. But you should go in that situation, punch hard to the boundary line with the right fist.
3 behinds against his name already, Danny Delray. Again, he won't have trouble with the distance. What's he done this time? It's a goal. So that'll give him a bit of confidence going into the quarter-time huddle. 1-3, and Footscray take a tally to 2-7. So maybe a little reward for their efforts on the forward line in this quarter, Ross.
Yes, but Kellett, they're just continuing on. They're trying to get the ball in play, which he did after the Brown kick. Looked to be an educated one, but didn't quite go out. And it results in a goal, which is good stuff. But yes, Pete, you're right. Bad kicking is bad footy.
Danny Delray's 30th goal of the year, coming late in the first quarter. 1-3 to him so far today. Wine to go at it with Pittman. Neither ruckman. Atkins, fresh air shot. Brown hacks it from mid-air. Stanfield and Hodges go at it. No free kick. Crowd certainly looking for one. This is Brown. Kicks to half forward. Not a well-weighted kick. Cameron. His first kick today went out of bounds on the full. This time, again, can't find his target. He's looking for Wine. Turnover. Good tackle by Wine on Anderson. And the ball spills free. Evan looks for the hand pass. Atkins takes it, but there's the siren to end a very even first quarter. Footscray with the breeze, managing 2-7, and Adelaide against it, 1-3. 10 points the difference at the first change.
Mitsubishi Triton Utes and Express vans. They only stop when you do.
Mate, we've got to get a hold of London.
Yeah, Antwerp too.
We don't call them now, they'll be onto this claim like a seagull onto a sick prawn.
Yeah?
Hello?
Use Telecom, mate. For local or international phones or faxes, only Telecom can connect you from any phone in Australia to anywhere in the world.
You haven't got a fax machine, have you, mate?
Telecom service. We're talking anywhere to anywhere.
Delicious soft serve cones, 30 cents. 30 cents? 30 cents, but only at McDonald's.
It's my time.
To manage your money on your terms, call Satisfact Direct.
Foodland now has nearly twice as many stores as the others, and we're celebrating with a 2-for-1 sale. Buy 1 pack of Chippy's chips or sticks and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of Peerless crumpets and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of Maxwell House granulated pouch coffee and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of XL laundry detergent and get 1 free. In the Foodland 2-for-1 sale. On now.
Drug importers are using ingenious methods to smuggle in their deadly product, but this dog knows their tricks. A special report on 7 News, Monday night at 6.
10 points the difference at Football Park, with Footscray leading 2-7 to 1-3. They won here last year by 27 points in round 1. Liberatore fairly quiet in the opening term, didn't see too much of him. There's not much of him to see, let's say that.
It's actually Leon Cameron that's now become that spare player in defence, sitting back, which I think's, well, it's a very defensive tactic, but I think Cameron's the sort of player who should have up on the footy, giving you some attack.
Just a little bit of footy with the state of origin and his appendix operation. And we still haven't got it out of the centre.
Interesting situation taken up by Cameron too. Inside the 50, way out by himself.
The Rucks go at it. McDermott punches it down. Wind tried to do some roving, and the umpire is finally going to give a free kick.
Pushing the
Footscray's way. Liberatore, 2 Gardner medals, a Brownlow and a Morris. Gets the hand pass away. Hunter kicks to right half forward. Oh, good mark to Atkins, going with the flight of the ball, and you would suggest against the breeze, too far out to score. He's had an indifferent season. Not a great kick. Oh, grabs! What a mark! In front of the pack. Royce Hart did his best that run.
Yes, and Pittman just holding the back of his head there. It was a great jump from a big fellow, but that's the value of this chap. A fellow of his height. Look at that beautiful leap. And a clean pair of hands.
Great grab. One of Footscray's goal kickers in the first quarter. Not as far out as the shot he had in term 1, but against the breeze. Modra had a shot from a similar distance and kicked it across. See what Chris Grant can do. 40 metres out, and he too has had difficulty and has kicked only 1 behind. So his tally 1 goal 1, and Footscray missing plenty of opportunities. 2 goals 8 to 1-3.
Would have been the perfect start for the Dogs. A mark like that deserved a goal. Long kick down the middle. Pittman, big leap. He's over the ball. Liberatore over him, and the ball up. Now, what's Corns doing with Lee here,
Ross?
Ross?
I'm just looking at Lee is now just the player free because Cameron's free at the other end. Scotty Lee's actually positioning himself out on a wing, putting Nigel Callett in 2 minds which way to go.
Might use him here. Ball comes out towards the wing. Toohey did well. They're outnumbered 4-2. The hand pass came from Kellett, picked up by McDermott to Bickley, to Brown. Now Lee, the man we were talking about, forward of the wing. He came down and dared Cameron to pick him up. The kick not good. Held down there was Campbell. He'll get the free kick.
Yeah, Modra thought he'd held the ball for a mark and was trying to hold him up, and in fact he dropped the mark.
So the coaches are playing cat and mouse at the present time. On the outer side, it's going to be a Coleman free kick, I think, and or mark.
And he's played the mark, Dennis.
Man behind too.
Yeah. Puts it around the outer side. Ball behind. Here's Hart, first back. Nicely done. It's the hand pass off to Anderson. Anderson forward of half back. High floater. In from the side. Robran over the top. Smart. Spectacularly. Very acrobatic. Chips it across towards centre half forward. Wide. Could have marked it. Fisted away. Now Modra with his back to goal. Bumped off it. Socked off the ground by Keller. Crowd not happy. Seemed a fair bump. Tregenza. He's played pretty well so far. Handy player. Clean shaven this afternoon. Chips it in short. And Smart's got it. About 70 metres from goal. He can kick it a long way. Elects not to this time. Getting a hand to it, Hawkins. It runs free behind. Cameron in trouble. Robran throws it on the boot and narrowly misses. So this has got the makings now. Footscray looking good to start this second term, and as they say, the breeze will not do it for the Crows.
Smart up onto a half-forward line with Ricciuto coming back to pick up Collingwood, who came onto the ground late in that first quarter, replaced Keenan Reynolds, which left Smart picking up Collingwood, which is a mixed match. So now Ricciuto has that job. Smart to the forward line. Been picked up by Shane Allen.
1-4 to 2-8, 10 points the difference. Campbell kicks in. Smart in front. No mark taken. Smart takes the hand pass. Inside 50. Goes at goal and gets it. So Nigel Smart finally 2-4 to 2-8 in favour of Footscray. The difference 4 points.
Yes, and it's a good move by the Graham Forms. There he's allowing Maynard to stay with Coleman. Visca to pick up the other smaller player on the other side with Ben Hart staying with Grant. And I mentioned Ricciuto picking up Kolyanook and Smart. Very clever stuff. Good use of the body and then a very good kick to finish off.
McDermott with that very deft hand pass, getting it to Smart, which resulted in his first goal. Pittman beats Wine for it. Kellett's been good so far. High tackle. And they sting on a day like today. One of the quicker players in the Footscray lineup. Kicks to half forward. Gee, there was some holding there. A bit going on in the clinches. Bickley to Maynard. Around the corner, Lee. Lee at left half back. We were speaking of a little while back. Visca, Tregenza, Brown, back to Visca. Visca from left half forward. Didn't look a great kick, but the end result was terrific if you're a Crow supporter. Modra marks inside 50.
There's good use of the hands. First instinctive move there. Now I think Terry Rilla's got to make a decision with Cameron getting caught out of play here, and Lee's playing along this half-forward line down the wing. The spare man's working for them.
Yes, very interesting, that duel. Not together, but their impact pronounced. Modra hits the post.
Yes, and while he was kicking there, Shane Allen's been brought off the ground and Keenan Reynolds on. He may go over and pick up Nigel Smart.
Campbell foxes the ball. 2-8 plays 2-5. Footscray lead by 3 points, but plenty of wind-assisted time. Lies ahead for the Crows in this term. Campbell towards the outer side. Anderson. Sweeping hand pass. Away to Bickley. Bickley kicks inside the 50. Ill directed too. He juggles it. Well done. This is Hawkins. Members side with the kick, but it's out here. They've got the spear man. Tregenza. Ricciuto from about 80 metres out. Beautiful kick. Back it comes. Modra's mark 15 metres out. Well, they really do have to sort this out, I think.
4 Footscray players there, all within shot of Modra, and neither one of them deciding to make the effort to get there. It's a real mixed match. He's confusing his play at the moment, Terry Riller, I believe.
So Modra should kick this one and put the Crows in front with a run into half-time to come. Put it through.
Food Foodland now has nearly twice as many stores as the others. And we're celebrating with a 2-for-1 sale. Buy 1 pack of Chippy's chips or sticks and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of Peerless crumpets and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of Maxwell House granulated pouch coffee and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of XL laundry detergent and get 1 free. In the Foodland 2-for-1 sale. On now.
Excuse me, is that the revolutionary ACI pink bat with the extra thermal layer? How much more insulation at no extra cost? 10%? What have you called it? Pink Plus. That's brilliant. Pink Plus. More bat for your buck and $20 cash back too. Ring 005560 for the location of your nearest stockist. We can even arrange installation too.
Introducing the all-new Holden Apollo. It will change the way you look at Australian 4-cylinder cars. The new Holden Apollo is the largest, roomiest, most powerful 4-cylinder Holden ever. Seeing is believing. The new Holden Apollo.
The most important thing for any business is to keep the phone ringing. Because if it doesn't, advertising in Yellow Pages works. To be in it, call this number.
Before you decide on a home loan,
Hey, you up there.
there are some questions worth asking.
Can your bank give you one upfront establishment fee of $600 with no hidden bank charges?
No. Our bank charges much more.
Yeah, mine too. And then they get you with their legal fees.
Can your bank give you one upfront establishment fee of $600 with no hidden bank charges? Westpac can. Call now to find out more.
How does McDonald's make those great bacon and egg McMuffins? One freshly cracked egg at a time.
What is this glamorous, powerful woman hiding?
She was in 4 different foster homes.
There's something a little strange. She didn't have any clothes on.
Why were 3 orphan girls torn apart?
Her mother was killed.
How can a dying millionaire atone for the past?
I want you to find them for me.
As a clever detective unravels the truth,
I've told you I'm not the woman you're looking for.
you will be shocked.
What you did killed them both.
Then shocked again. Jacqueline Smith, Perry King, Colleen Dewhurst in Danielle Steele's Kaleidoscope. 8:30 Monday on 7.
Dave Hawkins, the player to come off, been replaced by Scott West.
And just for the moment, Footscray happy to play this game on the outer side. As the clock continues to run, Wine clean possession. Spills out to McGuinness. Away he comes. Forward of the wing. That's a good-looking kick inside the 50. Modra up in front of the second attempt. He's taken the mark.
Yeah, the beauty there, Dennis, just keeping your eye on the ball. The spoil coming from Tony Campbell from behind, but Modra good enough to keep his eyes up on the leather. And reflexes here. Eyes up again. Look at that. Good stuff. Well done.
The disadvantage for Campbell is if he gets a touch, the umpires may not hear it. Here's Modra. 35 metres out. And he's missed. Not a good effort from there. Should have kicked that one.
1 goal 3, Dennis.
Yes, and Rowe, the player coming off, Jarman on.
3-7 plays 2-8. Campbell to bring it back in. Capacity crowd at Football Park. Willing the Crows on. But the Bulldogs have a very good record against Adelaide. Campbell to the outer side. Almost the mark to Stanfield. Anderson dragged off the kick. It virtually goes straight up in the air. It's knocked back to him by Wind. Anderson inside the 50. Bad luck for Tui. Taken by Hodges. Here's Modra. 5 metres out goal. Further but Tui got a cruel bounce, and Adelaide paid the price.
Yes, and the knockdown too by Scotty Wine should have been more. There was the boundary with some conviction. It came back to Anderson. Here it is. There it is. Just a soft little tap. Should have been a big belt or a grab and kick quickly. He's not inclined to kick the ball, Scotty Wine, and then the ball finishes up with Modra. Good team play from the Crows there. The goal results.
Only one behind of Footscray so far in this quarter. It certainly has been Adelaide's. Modra's tally now 2 goals, 3, and a rather handy lead. Tregenza, in the context of this match, certainly smart. Gets a little nudge in the back. McGuinness has the football. Liberatore gets up next to him. It's going to be a bounce just on the Crows' attacking side of centre. Maybe a few danger signals for Footscray at the moment. Certainly if Adelaide gets the next goal. Reynolds. Cameron. Quick kick from a standing start to the edge of the square. Coleman in front. Couldn't take the mark. Tregenza has the pace to get clear. Good shepherd by Lee. Kickers towards left half forward. Oh, gee, just bounces about half a metre inside the line. So luck with Adelaide there, certainly. Lights have been turned on here.
He doesn't like his left foot, but as right foot kicks go in that position, that was perfect.
Not centimetre perfect, Dennis.
Well, it was.
Throw in, McGuinness. Good tackle by Brown. Stalemate into bounce. And as Darcy hands the ball back to the umpire, umpires Dorr and Howard officiating here this afternoon. It's the former to put it down. Wind in front, off the ground from McGuinness. And the bounds almost in the identical positions a few moments back. So another boundary throw in, left half forward for Adelaide. As we have under 10 minutes left in the second term. Footscray still goalless in this quarter. Smart over the top. Atkins. West on the ground. Kicks to Coleman, who takes the mark. Quick hand pass to Tui. Wasn't a good one. Jarman's got him. Maynard's got him. Coleman comes out with the football. It's a Crows decision. And that's 50 metres as well. So that'll be a goal because you'll be pretty well right on the goal line. 2 50-metre penalties going to Adelaide this quarter, and this will hurt. Jarman just back onto the ground after being benched late in the first term. Has a chance to get a bit of revenge.
Now Hawkins back on as well, replacing Collingwood.
Andrew Jarman for his first score of the day. He'd have to fall over to miss it. He kicks the goal. Jarman's first. Adelaide goes further ahead. 5-7 to 2-8.
Yes, we just have to question the handball from Ben Coleman, unnecessary at the time. And then the free kick against Tui, pretty tough. The handball had to be spot on with the run. Here Tui taken high initially. Did everything he could to get rid of the foot. He got pinged for hold. He only had one hand. And then a 50. So give me goal to the Crows.
Nice surge this by the Crows. 5-7 plays 2-8. Wine, heavy fall. Liberatore on top of him. A little pushing now. Coleman, Maynard. They're separated. And a bounce alongside the centre circle. Coleman, a backhander. Smith couldn't control it. That's Visca in there. Trying to power forward. Going nowhere. And a bounce. Visca made his debut against the Brisbane Bears a few weeks back. One down by Pittman. An improving player taken by Kellett. Boots it towards half forward. The Dogs need a goal here. Delray spills to half to Maynard. Bickley's free. Bickley forward of right half back. Robran the target. In fact, it clears him, and Smart. Good grab. Very clean. Down towards half forward, pops it for space. Modra comes on the lead, and that's a very good mark. He could have been forgiven there for seeing Foster out of the corner of his eye coming back on him. But if he did, it didn't deter him.
Yeah, so it's working well for the Crows. Two-pronged at centre-half forward with Robert and Smart, and then two-pronged at full forward with Hodges and Modra. Starting to work out quite well.
Good mark, wasn't it?
So Tony Modra kicking at his third. And this for a lead of 23 points. Footscray have got their problems. 6-7 plays 2-8.
Yes, as you mentioned, very much a courageous mark here, but a lovely kick from Bickley, who's just running Atkins around a little, and Smart providing the option at centre-half forward alongside Robin, as I mentioned, and his kick, the players coming back, Foster particularly, good grab from Modra.
So back to the centre. Coleman off, and Allen back on for Footscray. Tony Modra's tally now 3 goals, 3. As the Crows have built up a sizable lead, 6-7 to 2-8. Footscray still not scoreless in this quarter, but goalless. Close to scoreless, they've added just the one behind. So they need something to happen quickly. Maybe Cameron can give it to them as he kicks down to an open forward line. Delray, that's a good mark.
That's a very good mark.
Similar to one he took in the first quarter, wasn't it, Ross, from behind?
I thought he might have been just a bit too far of the contest and needing to spoil from there, but his judgment was very good. And just jumping from behind Rouvray there. A little nudge coming forward, but not enough to influence the umpire to go against him.
Modra
stuff.
3-3, Delray 1-3. Should get the distance. Not the accuracy.
And again, the tendency to poke the ball, Pete, too, as Grant did earlier on, rather than follow through, get fluency with your kicking, and put your toe at the finish.
Well, Delray's kicked before today 29-17, and he's got 1-4 to add to that. Rouvray makes the break. Kicks from his own defensive 50-metre line up towards centre wing. Smart the fly. Couldn't take the mark. Brown looks for the hand pass. Tregenza on the end of it. Back to Bickley. They're running well now, the Crows. That's Visca. McGuinness, 60 metres out, tried for the spiral. Modra and Campbell, the two number 6s. Stanfield in front of Jarman, quite content to take it over the boundary lines. Throw in 10 metres from the behind post. So Adelaide looking the more dangerous up forward. Proof on the scoreboard this quarter. Robrin from behind. Brown looking for a free kick. And umpire Gavin Dorr will come in and bounce. Brown the last to get up. Only about 25 metres from goal. The goal here would hurt Footscray. Wine to Atkins. They need more from him and Liberatore. And out of bounds in front of Liberatore and McDermott. In fact, looking at the stats for both of those players, neither has had a really great influence on the match.
And both Hunter and McGuinness very similar.
The two number 15s, it's Pittman to McGuinness. And his third kick of the afternoon, though. Oh, Smart takes the hand pass, runs into an open goal, bangs it through. Adelaide goes further ahead.
History.
Let's go!
It could have been the perfect crime.
We have a problem.
Hello. Ken Ward in the die-hard action premiere, The Taking of Beverly Hills. 8:30 tonight on 7.
In a deep hole. Best thing that can happen, I think, is half-time arrives for them and they can go away and regroup. But Bickley has other ideas. Too Smart to Visca. Visca goes looking for Modra and or Hodges. This time it's the latter on his chest. Well, Hodges combined in that previous goal, and this time may be rewarded by finishing on the end of a pass, and a good one it was too.
Yes, and talking to Kim Hodgson before the game, former coach Glenelgie, Coach Visca, very impressed with that player, and he's done very well so far today.
Hodges, as the Bulldog fans say, sound the siren. Hodges steers it through. 7 plays 2-9. They're running away now. 34 points the margin.
Yes, and the question mark's always been with the Crows whether they can use both Hodges and Modra together. But Hodges is a terrific lead.
They did it right up in Brisbane.
Yes, it's just either one has to play at some stage a subordinate type role, and both being used to being the key forward, it can be difficult. It's going well so far.
And Modra and Hodges at Brisbane got 11 goals between them, and today they've got 4 between them. So it is working. Bickley, Maynard. Oh, plenty of Crows at the fall of the ball there. It's McDermott to take the mark. Liberatore's got him. McDermott just off the edge of the square to Anderson. Anderson to half forward. Punched down by Grant. Brown comes up with the football, but the whistle has gone. Darcy's got him, and it will be bounced inside 50 for the Crows. And a great quarter with the breeze, certainly using it much more effectively than Footscray did in the first quarter. Hawkins has had a stint on the bench too high.
He's Grant up to centre half forward too. Keenan Reynolds going to a pocket. Ben Hart picking up Reynolds. Maynard with Grant.
Foster's kick. Clean bowls Pittman. Bisker from Maynard. Back to half forward. Smart. What a quarter he's having. Magnificent player. Great kick. Good leap. Torpedo punt. Look at that one. Into the goal square. Campbell in front. Brown roves it well. Caught by Hunter. Excellent tackle. Would have been a goal had he got clear. And the umpire will bounce it just off the edge of the square. Robran, Tui, Hunter, Cameron. Well, this way, that way. Tried to get onto his left foot, does so. Doesn't get too much distance in the end with the kick. Knocked down by Pittman. Good tackle by Bickley. Atkins paddles forward. Tregenda's there. West. A quick hand pass. Footscray under pressure now. Smart. Tregenza outside 50. Down to Mondra territory. And Footscray manning up well. Foster overruns it. Calip's there. Robin. Ball shuffled out the front of the pack. Anderson to kick a goal onto his left. One will be touched off the boot. It'll be close and Lamb just in front of the goals. Campbell. And the gloved one missed it. It's a behind or out of bounds. It's out of bounds. Throw in next to the behind post.
8-7 plays 2-9. Almost half time at Footy Park. Footscray have got a hold here. Tui in trouble. Down he goes. Confronted by Brown. Claimed from behind by Jarman. And the ball up. Terrific turn by Adelaide, as Pete was saying. They've kicked 7 goals in this quarter. There's Cameron out against the boundary line. Hoisted very high. Bickley. He won't shirk it. He is just a terrific player. Eyes only for that floating football. It was difficult enough because it went so high it was swirling and moving on him. And not one fleeting glance either way. Watch this. Terrific. Bickley from 50. Deserves a goal. Will it bend back? Not quite. Footscray in number. And they work it across the line. Mark Bickley. Hasn't he come on?
10 and 8 too, Dennis, so far, his stats.
Not even half time. 18 possessions. Here's Tui, close to the boundary line, barking the instructions. There's the siren. Great quarter of football by Adelaide. I venture to say one of their best against the Bulldogs. 8-8 to 2-9. They trailed by 10 points at quarter time. They defended pretty well in that first quarter, but then it was all-out attack in the second. They put their foot on the throttle. And they've gone right away, Liberatore and McDermott. I'm not sure much is being said there, but...
Not by Libber anyway, that's for certain.
No, they're discussing the halftime situation, and Hawkins comes across. That'll be a good one. That'll be a main event in some stadiums, McDermott and Hawkins. Well, Footscray, I think, need to get off and spend their time.
It started out to be good-natured, I think, Dennis. I don't think it's turned out that way.
I don't think so, Pete. Yeah, well... Perhaps I read it wrongly. Hawkins is being dragged away, and this little skirmish probably takes the attention from the fact that Adelaide are big leaders at the present time. They lead by 35 points. It's 8-8-56 to 2-9-21. Half time in our game of the
day. BP.
Own home. We need your help to catch their killer.
This is a particularly vicious crime.
They had been married for 14 years. One day her husband returned from work to find she had simply vanished. He may have lost his memory. Have you seen him? And a summer the people of Perth would never forget, when a man dubbed the Moonlight Maniac went on a killing spree of terror. See the fascinating technique police used to capture him. Australia's Most Wanted, Tuesday on 7.
So the stage is set for the third quarter at Football Park. And going to the bench, Pittman, and also Jarman.
Robin will ruck, so he's taken something from the State of Origin series.
Yes, Atkins out of the centre too. West into the centre, Bickley picking him up.
Footscray trails by 35 points at the start of the third quarter. Rodman, Footscray with the breeze though this term, and they need to get a rattle on and make better use of it than they did in the first quarter. Kellett to half forward. Punchaways by Rouvray. Lee fumbles. Got plenty of backup support though, and they're going to get clear again. Maynard's kick. The members stand side. Kolonyuk, who started on the bench for Footscray. Atkins gives it back to him. Kolonyuk from left centre wing spears the pass into Stanfield, who marks right on 50. Can kick the ball pretty long. With the breeze behind him, might even go close here. Does in fact do that. Delray, late tackle, Hart. Second chance. Oh gee, that's just about a throw coming from Rashuto.
He did it well.
And not too well disguised either. And the Adelaide Crows tied up about 35 metres out.
That was like his sinker.
Casting. On the blind side of the umpire, obviously. Stanfield taps down. Straight to his former teammate McGuinness. Wind misjudges it. Foster doesn't. Nice sidestep by the big fellow. Gives it to Atkins, who is standing still. Oh, Cameron under plenty of pressure. Back to Hunter. And by all that, they haven't really gained that much. They've retained possession. And Kellett takes the mark right off the edge of the square.
Goes short looking for Smith. Took too long to get the ball to him. As a result, the Crows descend in number. Back comes Smith with courage. Interesting hand pass. West to Atkins, who snaps down towards full forward. It could be a goal.
It is.
Good evening. Making news, Adelaide police swamped with fresh clues on the Cherie Turner murder. Ugly scenes at an Adelaide party as gatecrashers go on a wild shooting spree, and more spectacular pictures of whales feeding off the West Australian coast. More news at 8:30. Nobody knows Adelaide like seven.
And both of them let go. Wine taps down to Liberatore. That was too high. Is the advantage rule being paid? No, it's not. Cameron or Libber will take the ball. Liberatore to the stage of the match has only had, where are we? 2 and 5. Interestingly, McDermott, the same statistic. Kick to half forward. Hawkins, just about a fresh air shot, that one. Maynard, Rashuto, Fisker, off the ground.
Well done.
Tregenza.
Knew he's under pressure, Peter. Just quickly didn't grab it with his hands, just off the ground with a foot. Good stuff.
Tregenza at left half back for Adelaide. One of their better players today and also this year. Brown. Marking contest, nearly. Hodges, 2 hands to it, couldn't drag it down. Brown. Kicks to the Seagulls. And Modra.
Oh, it's a very good mark.
Lovely low-down mark from Tony Campbell.
Campbell's only a centimetre behind him too, so under pressure, not much Campbell could have done with that kick.
Let's watch it again as you see Campbell not too far away.
Yep.
And Modra just out-positioned him, didn't he? Lovely mark. Tony Modra, 3 goals, 3 so far from 45 metres off target. Goals hard to get down at that end of the ground. Footscray didn't get one in the second term. They kicked only 1 behind. Tony Modra's tally going up to 3 goals, 4.
So we've seen plenty of the ball. Campbell's got it now. And Footscray have got their problems. Can they get back into this? Tony Campbell going straight down the middle. Wind is the target. Foster in from the side. Wind juggles it. Lays it off now. Tui took a while, then gave it to McGuinness. McGuinness across his body. Hunter at centre half back. The hurried kick towards the wing. Awkward one for Lee. Good use of the body by Jamison. Leads back in the race. And he got rid of Reynolds. Now he settles and pops it across to Bickley. A runner inside Tregenza, who's been brilliant. His 20th possession. Chips it in short. Forward full stretch. Smart couldn't reel it in. Taken by Campbell. Back to McGuinness. Well, Tregenza running riot through the middle. I think Nigel Kellett is looking for a man with a beard. McGuinness across the ground inside the 50. Wine from behind. Here's Brown. That was ambitious to try and get through there. McDermott again to Tregenza. Short one is on, and the mark is held by Rowe.
Yes, good stuff from Tregenza there. Quick hands in the pack there by Brown and McDermott, and then Tregenza not bombing long to the square, but obviously heard and then saw Rowe. Clever kick.
Get the runner out to tell him he's had a shave this week. Here's Rowe. He'll kick from about 35 metres out. He's missed. Well, the Crows could have just about sealed it right here at the start of the third term. As it is, they've missed a couple. And it's 8-10 plays 3-9. The breeze, I think, has fallen away a little bit. No doubt Max will tell us more at three-quarter time. As Campbell goes on the breeze, nevertheless, Wind a good mark in front. They need him to fire up now. Plays it off to Cameron. From left half back, he chips it towards the wing. It's taken by Foster. Foster kicks to half forward. Up in front, a terrific mark is held by Smith. He crashed to the turf. He's got this ball outside the 50, gets it to Atkins. Visca put him down, and as a result, altered the kick. Prosciutto lost it. Rouvray gets back. Well, they almost gave up 6 points there. As it is, they concede 1. Rouvray runs it across the line, and behind Rush then to Footscray, who go to 3-10. They trail by 30 points.
Hunter's been moved off. But Hunter's been moved off. McGuinness now picking up Brown. Liberatore picking up McGuinness.
Rouvray kicks in. Footscray in this quarter, the next 10 minutes is going to make or break them for this game. Scott Hodges, a very good attempt to mark. Crowd perhaps thinking that he should have been paid the mark.
Ball gone out of bounds.
So boundary throw it on the outer side, close to centre wing, in fact on centre wing. Wind in front, West, Hunter, with the voice of Atkins, Cameron. Good long kick. Delray in front, has the ball punched clear. Maynard, it's taken out of it. Stanfield, Anderson, did well to get a kick at that. Into space just off the edge of the square. Tregenza, who's been brilliant today, having a great season. Pinpoint accuracy to Smart, but gee, he's a good player. Smart, pinpoint accuracy again. Modra, great mark and great play, Adelaide.
Yes, good start, good run there from the back line, and then Smart just looking as if he's going to handball the ball back to Tregenza, having received the kick.
Even that's the beauty of a quick player, isn't it? Tregenza allowed him to use him as a dummy, a decoy, by running on.
Modra for his fourth. He's kicked 3-4, but having all sorts of problems trying to kick them at that end.
There's his right hand just controlling the footy there, Pete's just taking the ball out to the right of his boot, therefore the ball just favouring that right-hand side. Just straighten himself up a little bit.
Well, they could have parcelled it up in the first few minutes of this term, Adelaide, if they'd kicked accurately. 3-5 to Tony Modra, and missing 2 in this quarter that he would normally kick.
Campbell again goes for distance. Reynolds. He's a very good mark, is Keenan Reynolds, and evidence again there against a very tall timber. There's a centre-half back. Another long kick down towards centre-half forward. Grant, the flyer, runs free behind. Stanfield should be first back. Can't control the ball. Prosciutto, the young 17-year-old, met him pretty solidly. Visca is in there. West, the hand pass. Liberatore set a task on his knees to Atkins. Charged down by Lee. It comes to Cameron. Great tackle, Visca. Trying to go through there is McDermott. That's holding the ball. No, it's going to be a bounce. Well, I'm not sure it was. He tried, I think, to get the umpire to believe it was. He's indicating he thought it was.
What about the tackle by Visca?
Well, the tackle by Atkins looked pretty good. It may have been Collinook's hands just tinkering over the shoulders. Bickley kicks it towards midfield. Almost a clever mark there to Rowe, and it's going to be a free kick to Rowe. Well, Adelaide looking ominous at the present time as he goes down towards half forward. Smart carried under the ball. West, who's been busy in the last 5 minutes, gets it across to Foster, to Hunter. He's played every game this season in stark contrast to last year, troubled with leg injury. Stanfield gets it across to support, and the kick comes in from Darcy to Grant. Now Grant will kick it goal from on the 50. He's got 1 so far.
Yes, the sort of system here that Terry Wheeler's looking for. The forward line's been very congested, no system, because the ball's been coming off half back indiscriminately. Much better this time.
Footscray need this one. He pushes it right and narrowly misses. 3-11. Plays 8-11.
And 1-2 the tally for Chris Grant today. So 5 goals the difference. It was 35 points at half time. Rouvray to the outer side. And Robin takes the mark. Probably would have got a free kick anyway. Good kick to centre wing. Darcy will spoil. Does so effectively. McGuinness. Hunter. Brown. Hodges. Tried for Anderson. Now it comes back to Bickley. Speed needed here. Tui didn't see too many options. Goes for the boundary line. Scores a try. So Bernard Tui, one of the veterans in the Footscray side.
Just asking whether that might have been a push in the back.
Hodges and Wine. Wine too tall. Ball slapped over the back. Cameron. Moving pretty well. And after that appendix operation, Kolanyuk. Good front position from Anderson. Both of those players have got plenty of toe in the legs. Reynolds dropped it. And Reynolds did well in the end to get a kick at the ball, but under pressure has kicked it straight to Robin. And it gets better every time I see him. Jamison. On the top goal kicking. A couple of seasons back. Bickley. His performances this year, you have to say, would be somewhat of a Brownlow chance. Not with kicks like that, though. Wine cannoning into row.
Yeah, I could have sworn, Pete, that Bickley picked Wine out. I mean, the option was the poor one.
On to Cameron. Footscray getting plenty of use of the ball in this quarter, but they're not scoring goals. Maynard punches down. Liberatore doesn't have the greatest of matches. Atkins, they need more out of him likewise. The 2 number 10s tangle. Hunter goes down. McDermott doesn't like the decision. It's a Footscray free.
Hunter goes across the ground. Tui has peeled off. Little chip pass, gained about 25 metres, and Biska as courageous as you would see. Terrific effort. Told to play on. Not sure why. Puts it back towards the wing, in from the side. Hunter, clever mark, smart. This is Brown. Little chip pass intended for Modra. Wine couldn't hang on. Hodges couldn't control it. Modra saw Rowe, pops it up for him. Rowe had to stand his ground with Tui bearing down. He's back on the loose ball now. Rowe deserving of a goal. It bounces across the face and goes through for a minor score. Terrific work by Modra.
Yes, and Scotty Wine there, I just questioned why he didn't try and mark that footy. He got back into the space to cut off Modra's lead. Just elected to fist the ball away.
Campbell short. This is Darcy. Puts it towards the outer side wing. Well, Tregenza, he's been all day, goes back by himself to take the mark. Brings it across the ground to his co-wingman. This is Anderson alongside the centre circle. Both so busy. The 15th possession for Anderson. Probing kick inside the 50. Wind is there. Strong hands. Takes the mark. Hunter runs away, wanting the hand pass, but he goes inside. This is Campbell. 20 metres from his defensive goal. Sends it back towards midfield. Again, the strong hands of Reynolds. Good mark in front of Jamison.
Jamison not too happy that it was a mark, claiming that he got a fingernail to it. Maybe that was all. Reynolds underneath it a trifle. Hart was the flyer from behind. Smith has got speed to get clear of Biska. Shoots at goal. That looks pretty good. He's got it.
Sir, this is the sedan, right?
Terrific.
Rouvray from Hart, and his only option was the boundary. In front of just one section of this packed crowd. I guess the Adelaide fans have made a statement about football, haven't they? Only, well, it was half full for the State of Origin series and packed again tonight. Boundary throw in. Over the top to Liberatore. Bad kick off the side of the boot over the head of Ben Hart. And Libba registers only one behind. His first score of the evening. Behind 4-12 to 8-14. Only 4 goals in it. And the way football's played these days, Footscray still in with a chance. But Adelaide will be coming home with the breeze. What there is of it now has certainly died down. Now Lee has taken the mark. taken 2 kicks to get to him, and he's still inside his own defensive 50-metre line. Roblin and Cameron. Oh, Roblin. A juggle, not played by the umpire. McDermott. Good long kick. That travels about 60 metres. Tui and Smart. Another juggle. And again not paid. Probably correct decision. Hunter, always efficient. Stanfield. Liberatore. Bickley nearly had him. Still Liberatore. Gets the ball out towards the centre circle. Kellett. A quick hand pass. Now away they go. It was Collier. And too many of them. Tregenza. Visca. Maynard. Throws on the rampage at Football Park. Up towards Smart. He's had a terrific match. Beautifully done to Bickley. Right on 50. That'll be close to a goal. Oh, what a ripper. And that will hurt Footscray. Finally Adelaide converting. After 6 straight behinds, they get their first in the term.
Yes, and all the plaudits going to Visca. The game's called football. There are handballs there by Footscray, so unnecessary, and controlled by Adelaide. Visca's dominate, coming through from half-back, results in the ball getting down toward Bickley, and in his 50th game, a telling goal.
So back in the middle, in the paper this morning, the half-back line was listed as Bickley, Smart and Visca. For the Adelaide Crows, well, they combined there in kicking a goal, and there's Visca at the base of all of that. Liberatore was pushed in the back, has to get a free kick. Groan from the crowd. Liberatore's got the ball. Needs some magic now from Tuck. Kicks inside the 50. Hangs a long time in the air, fisted away by Hart. This is Stanfield, 45 metres out. This could bounce through for a goal, just the wrong way. Behind. And light misting rain is starting to fall. We've been pretty lucky today. It's avoided the ground. It's been obviously falling in the city. But now the rain is starting to come down, making Footscray's job more difficult from here. 4-13 plays 9-14. Maynard just outside the 50. Footscray, a huge task to win this game, as if it wasn't big enough already. Anderson wants to come back to the members' side and does with a high floater. Stanfield in best position, reaches over the top of McGuinness. Liberatore at the base of the pack. Hooks it back inside the 50. Lee, very clever mark. Whips it away to McDermott. Sold into trouble Anderson. Hurried kick down towards centre half forward. The ball suddenly greasy. Kellett and Tregenza. Well played by Kellett to stop it. And again hacks it out of mid-air. Taken now by McDermott, who that time was taken high. And he'll get the free.
Rain still tumbling down. Gives you an idea of the wind. It's still certainly blown to the end that Footscray's kicking to. Rowe. And becoming pretty slippery. All 2 Footscray players collide. Foster tries to barge his way through. Push in the back. Hunter. West running with him. Goes the other way to Wine. Back to Hunter. It's a good quarter for Footscray. The ball's been down there a fair bit. Let's be fair about that. Robram and Stanfield. Reynolds. Did he get taken high? Atkins. Visca can't catch him. That'll bring more rain, that one. Ball fisted away by Rasciuto to the boundary line. Del Rey and Rouvray. And becoming very slippery, but Hart shows them how it's done. Over the head of Atkins. McDermott gives him backup support. Tregenza. Bickley back to Hart. He's run about 150 metres. He'll kick towards left half forward, and Wine, 3 juggles, and has taken the mark.
All that work, Pete, just to pick out Wine.
Happened a couple of times this quarter. Foster. Stanfield. Second touch. Comes down with the football. Maybe the rain could help Footscray. Who's to say? Knocked down by Rasciuto. Jamison. Robran. McGuinness. Up to midfield. See Adelaide players everywhere now. They can really move in for the kill, couldn't they? Anderson goes down towards half forward, leaning out beautifully. Here's Mottram.
Great understanding there, because Mottram initially went right. Anderson waiting for him to go left there, which would have favoured Anderson's kick from left to right. And a lovely pass.
Well, he's had trouble kicking goals at this end as Jarman comes back onto the ground. Facing Brown. Let's see if he can do it in the rain. It's getting heavier. Rain Man. Mondra gets his fourth. And that will make it hard for Footscray.
Yes, and it's fair to say, I think, Pete, that's probably his most difficult kick of the game so far. And here's his lead. The kick, to the lead of Mondra. Had time to wait. The lead was terrific. And the kick equally as good. Into the breeze and rain. Accurate as ever.
10-14 to 4-13, so a couple of goals now may have put this game out of reach. Coming up strongly, the mark is held there by Rashudo. Goes across the ground. Just about 5 minutes ago, Footscray giving it their all, but now Adelaide have steadied. McGuinness around the outer side, taken by Smart. He's been so lively on the forward line. If Rouvray can do well in defence, then Smart becomes a real viable option. This was Campbell to midfield and Stanfield. Now he can go. No one near him. Stanfield gets by McGuinness. Forward of the wing. Chips it in short and Grant takes the mark on his chest. Chris Grant approaching three-quarter time. Hasn't seen a lot of the ball. Goes to Tui, who likes to kick the odd goal. Nothing odd about that. Straight through. Bernard Tui going deep into attack. Gets Footscray's fifth goal.
Yes, not able to get that ball up there because Maynard had run down the ground trying to create for his teammate, just left Stanfield free. He was the player midfielder, got the footy onto Grant, and then Tui with good running finished up having a ping at goal. And as Dennis said, doesn't mind having a shot there. Did the right thing.
There are only seconds remaining in the third quarter. It's still raining. It doesn't appear to be on camera, but believe me, it is. And of course, Adelaide's going to have use of the rain and wind in the final term. Bickley again. He's played a good game. Jarman, well, he could revel in these conditions. Darcy gets pinned. Smart, well shepherded by Jarman. He could kick a goal. Onto his left, Campbell in front. And the glove one has taken the grab right on the three-quarter time siren. And so the Crows will go to the break with a more than useful lead. 10-14-74, leading Footscray 5-13-43.
The name of the game is Australia.
What's the challenge swing, man?
We just thought you'd like to know that the international version of the Australian design and Australian-built Mitsubishi Magna is now on sale in the USA.
It's easy to get excited about fax machines when you see what we're up to at Copy World.
Like this Panasonic. It's a fax, a copier, an answering machine, and a phone.
More fax for your buck, more bang for your business.
If it only saves you once a year, it's a good year.
I'd rather be bald than have dandruff, but that was before Selsun Blue 5. Selsun Blue 5 shampoo with 5 conditioners keeps my hair looking great. Thanks, Selsun Blue 5. Now I have my hair, but not my dandruff.
You just never know when you're going to need instant windscreens, and you won't believe how instant your new instant windscreen can be. They replace windscreens, side, quarter and rear windows, install fan windows and apply window tinting for cooler driving. And all work is fully guaranteed. And with Instant's Repair It for chipped and cracked windscreens, you may not even need a new windscreen. Instant windscreens fit all makes, all models at the best prices. Quick as a flash.
Delicious soft serve cone, 30 cents. 30 cents? 30 cents, but only at McDonald's.
This week, Channel 7 invites you to spend 2 special nights with the Larkins.
Perfect, isn't it?
Thursday night, rekindle the fires in your heart for the charm and warmth of a family we've all grown to love in a brand new chapter from the Darling Buds of May.
And on Saturday night, another premiere episode when Ma, Pop and all the kids bring more fun, excitement and laughter in the all-new adventures of the Darling Buds of May, 9:30 Thursday and 8:30 Saturday on 7.
Final quarter from Football Park, and the Crows leading by 31 points, and Adelaide coming home with the breeze. The rain has stopped. Bounce a little bit askew to start the term. Bickley a high kick. He's been brilliant. Smart likewise. Courageous effort and a courageous mark.
Yeah, Bickley's had 30 touches already, Pete.
So just about in line for BOG honours. Low trajectory kick by Smart, but nonetheless effective. And you'd say a beautiful pass to Tony Modra, who so far in the match has kicked 4 goals, 5. AFL's leading goal kicker.
Yes, and the low trajectory pass, Peter, spot on it. He got touched by a Footscray player in between, which was Hunter. Hunter not quite tall enough.
He's averaged 6.6 goals a match this year. Kicked 7 against Brisbane, 59 before today, Tony Modra. This could be his 5th for the night. It is. And that's the start that Footscray certainly did not want. 11-14 to 5:30.
Yes, they definitely wanted it at the other end of the ground. But again, Adelaide getting out of the centre, and the player to do so was Bickley. And then Smart, who's also been a terrific player tonight, who's had 14 and 4 with 7 marks. And he's been a terrific player, Nigel Smart. 2 goals as well in that second quarter.
So the margin 37 points now. We're taking the point spread. The sports phone, it's getting quite exciting here. Diving on top of it, Liberatore, Reynolds, Tregenza gets the hand pass off, Rashudo, Robrin, little chip pass, Anderson, doing much as they like now. Back to Jamison. Jamison right half forward, pulls it back. Hit it back too hard. Hunter in the road, breaks away from half back, kicks it out wide. At full stretch, Reynolds will need to go here now. He's up against the speed, so he played it pretty well. Went off the ground. Now Kellett, perhaps he should have done likewise. Coming in the opposite direction there was Lee. Close to the boundary line, Tregenza. Interesting, West has got it. Gains about 10 metres and it stays in. Tregenza flicks it out of bounds. And a throw in eventually. A lot of effort, the little return. Simon Tregenza, 28 possessions, 15 and 13 so far. Brown and Pittman watching. Interesting that Graham Corns likes the development of Robrin as a ruckman, and why not based on that? Got it down to Maynard, to Bickley, to Visca, to midfield. Collinhook goes back and takes a clever mark.
Didn't think you're a gambler, Dennis, anyway. Collinhook started on the bench for Footscray. Well, can the doggies get something moving? Against the breeze, be a great effort to get up from here. Speaking of efforts, Delray. Fine effort to mark. West playing the ball in front of him, eventually paddles it out of bounds. I guess if it were at the other end, you'd have to say close to deliberate, but a boundary throw in. 45 metres from goal. Graham Corns looking anxious. He shouldn't be at this stage. Robrin, well, very mobile as a ruckman. And that's the role he's going to play. Hawkins flips it over the top. That man again, Bickley. Robrin gets it down to ground pretty quickly. Kellett. Oh, did well. Delray in front. Gets cannoned into by Rouvray. Has to beat 2. Lee's in front. Rashudo went off the ground. Paddled out to Smith. Tries to get it to Atkins. And finally Rashudo gets clear. Well done. That one out there. Jarman and Darcy. Cameron at midfield, just off the edge of the centre square, and finds Kellett. Looks to play on quickly, does so. Down to Delray, again got 2. Quick hand pass, Stanfield and Robrin. Oh, he's got him, that's holding the ball. Great tackle.
The thing about Matthew Robrin's game is the fact that his fitness level is much greater than what it's been in the past, which allowed him to get to the football more often and work much harder.
Well, he works hard, he's got a great leap, obviously pretty fit. And Bickley takes the mark. Not gained too much from that, but what a match he's had, then.
Certainly has. He's had quite a few this season. Uses the ball well. Maynard plays on to McGuinness, forward of half back. Sends it down towards half forward, ill-directed. Reynolds doesn't drop those. Props. Little chip pass, Liberatore right on the wing. Tony Liberatore with his side trailing 5-13 to 11-14. Kicks it down towards half forward. Not a good kick. 4-1 there. The mark is held by McGuinness, drifting back. Former best and fairest. The year was 87 for Footscray. Reynolds. Well, Reynolds and McGuinness have got something going here. A short pass across, not particularly good from Reynolds. This is Beckley, surrounded. McDermott, it's been good since half-time, stamps the ball in, and the mark is dropped down there by Hodges. Tregenza in trouble. Reynolds, we've seen a lot of the ball in the last few minutes, to Kellett, who breaks away, arching the back. Oh, brilliant smother there. Smart threw himself on the boot. Jamison, Robran gets it to McGuinness, who runs on, takes it back from McDermott. Goes in short, looking for Jarman. Awkward half volley. He couldn't control it. It spills out of bounds. He's upset, but not his fault. It's pretty slippery out there at the moment. 11-14, 5-13.
Boundary throw in, right on 50. Left half forward flank for the Crows. Smart up high. Liberatore. 7 and 10 now. His possessions. They're building, but Atkins finally to Tui. Gets it back from that same player. Atkins at midfield. And Grant too far out to score. Hawkins tells him to go on quickly, which he does. Collinyook marking in front of Anderson. Anderson stands the mark 50 metres from goal. So against the breeze, you'd say too far out for Collinyook. And realising that, goes to West, marking in front of Lee. I think perhaps he also could be too far out. Not much closer to goal, and the angle is more severe. And West just having a little bit of a look to see if there's anything on offer. Not too much. Mondra's found goals difficult to come by down there. What could West do? Stanfield in front. And it is eventually rushed over the line for a rush behind to Footscray. Rouvray kicks in quickly. Rasciuto marked only 10 metres away, so it barely travelled the required distance. Bisker in front. Fisted out the back. Jamison should get there first and does so. Tidies up well for Adelaide at right half back, right on the boundary line. Hugs the boundary line with the kick. Smart gets back quickly. He's kept it in play. He's had a good match. And so too is this fellow. Position number 36 for Bickley. Can he kick a goal? Over the head of Modra. He's put it through for one behind to Matthew Bickley. Mark Bickley, 1-1 his tally.
Beauty there of Nigel Smart. It's just keeping your feet, not falling to the ground, just keeping control of the football. Foster went to ground. And the ball finishes up nearly with a goal.
Campbell kicks it straight to Smart. He plays on to Anderson. Bounces off his chest, surprised him. Tregenza. The centre liners combine again. McDermott in trouble, lays it back to Smart. They gained very little from all of that. It will show us about 4 hand passes and a kick, but they kick it behind and move the ball well the distance of the kick at the end.
Yes, they must be careful, the Crows. They don't start finessing and flirting with their form. It's all very well to get the football with all these short handballs. It is a football game. Kick it long, direct, get some value for your effort.
11-16 to 5-14. Here's Collinyook up from the back pocket. To Cameron. Close to the boundary line. Cameron goes for distance around the outer side. Maynard goes back, knocked away by Stanfield, taken by Hart. Hart comes across the ground. Robran, a very important player, one senses, in the run home for the Crows. This is Lee. Lee kicks it out wide, very wide. Anderson forced to spoil. Well done by Maynard to Anderson to Beckley. Advantage is paid. Beckley able to stop. Rasciuto's got it. All the tempo's gone out of this game now. Rasciuto down towards half forward. Campbell comes to meet it, does well. Full chested, took the ball and boots it on the bounce, out of bounds. Out there at right half forward for the Adelaide Crows, who lead 82 to 44.
So boundary throw in on the outer side. Crows have done well. With Footscray winning the last 3 matches against them. Jarman, a quick hand pass intended for McGuinness. Doesn't quite get that far. And we'll see a ball up. Both of these sides going into today 5 and 4 from their 9 matches. So it was a vital match for Adelaide to win. That was McGuinness with the quick kick. Might be out of bounds on the full. And so it's going to be a free kick to Footscray to be taken by Tony Liberatore. 8 and 10 for him. 18 possessions. Started slowly. He's got into the game more as the match has gone on. Stanfield has it punched away from him. Quick kick by Atkins. Smith leading Biscuit for it. But the Crows quite content to see it over the boundary line again. Huge crowd tonight for this match. Four houses have been the order of the year at Football Park. Wine taps down, looking for Atkins, couldn't find him. And all this certainly working well for Adelaide. Footscray, of course, dropped a very important match at home to Hawthorn, and now struggling here. So the run home for Footscray, if they're going to make the final, is going to be difficult. Stanfield got tripped up and will take a free kick. Bisca stands the mark. Too far out to score. 2 kicks against the breeze, at least from there. Well, Maynard on his own should have swallowed that one. And it's going to be a bounce. Inside 50, the line barely discernible after the rain. Only one shower here tonight, and that was close to and during the three-quarter time break. And so a bounce, 45 out from Footscray's goal.
This is Cameron. Floats one down towards full forward. From behind, it's fisted away by Jamison. It runs towards the pocket. West fell over. Picked up again by West, though. Towards full forward, but nobody at home. 4 Crows. Maynard to Bickley. Tregenza. And that's a pretty wise choice. And the ball runs on very nicely across the boundary line.
Yes, he did that, Burns, because he had no one to kick to from the centre line to the half-forward line, because most of the Crows players had got back to defend. That's why they had the numbers to get the ball out of the danger zone. And it's still with them almost on their attacking area.
Crowd responding like a well-drilled rugby crowd. Here's Tregenza. It's Rouvray a long way down the ground. They've got defenders who like kicking at goal. Rouvray is no exception. Towards full forward, Modra, interesting, was up pretty early. Campbell could have almost got a free kick there. The ball goes bouncing through for a behind. But it matters not really. Adelaide in total control now. 11-17, plays 5-14, and Campbell to bring it back in.
39 points the difference. Wind in front. Oh, Reynolds claims the mark. He's been paid. Well, if you get away with it. Delray drops it. Tackled by Rouvray. Libber's got it across his body. And in front of Stanfield, Maynard taps it out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Not too much happening for Footscray at the moment if they're to make up this deficit. Looks long odds at the moment. Tapped over the back. Smith off the ground. Grant. Hart there with him. 2 of the young guns. Oh, Hart nearly got collected there. Atkins applies a tackle. The ball spills over the boundary line. And in Footscray's right forward pocket, it will be a boundary throw in. Pittman coming back on. I think for the first time since the first quarter. And Rockham, who's done a sterling effort, receiving the plaudits of the crowd. Jamison does the ruck work in the meantime and knocks the ball back over the boundary line. So same spot, same thing, boundary throw in.
I guess the good news as far as Footscray are concerned is that they've got Sydney and Brisbane in the next 2 rounds at the Western Oval. So I guess in a fortnight's time we could say, depending on those results, they're looking back in the fight as far as the final 6 is concerned. But problems tonight have manifested themselves as Delray just pushes the ball across the boundary line and to throw it. 11-17, 5-14.
What are their problems, Ross, as you see them?
Well, just lacking here at the moment players midfield to carry the ball for them, with Atkins and Liberatoria being tied up or having tagging roles, and Cameron not being able to get in the game. But they just haven't had players to carry the ball downfield into attack.
There's Cameron. And would I be right in saying as well, Ross, some of the emotion doesn't seem to be there. Footscray have traded heavily on emotion in the last couple of seasons. And they've been more than matched tonight by the Adelaide Crows.
Yes, and sometimes the youth too, the youthful effervescence that comes with that emotion has dropped away as well.
Let's go down to Max on the boundary. Max?
Matthew Robran, it's just a slight problem he's had for the last couple of weeks with his right ankle. They're applying ice, and he'll be available next week, no problem.
Kellett, hand passes to Wine. Now it came, I thought, out of bounds on the full off McDermott's boot, actually. Hit a Footscray player across the line and ricocheted back in, but the boundary umpire didn't see it that way, and he's much closer to it. Throw it in. Reynolds hooks it wide. McDermott leads back in the race. In the back. Doing. Jamison to McGuinness, who chips it wide. Tregenza can't get there in time.
So another throw in as the clock ticks down. Enzo with the warmer shorts on. Certainly under these conditions, probably a pretty good idea. Cameron to half forward. Lee, a real journeyman, but a good effort from him tonight in defence. Atkins tried for West, who gets collared pretty quickly. And you'd have to say one of the strengths of the Crows is their defence tonight, allowing Footscray only 5 goals so far. An excellent job. Pittman, who's fresh. Stanfield beats him. West and Lee. Now the umpire's found a free kick. It's going to West.
Holding on, Luke.
They both appear to be just running at the ball. Again, the umpire closer than we are. And Scott West to take the free kick well within kicking distance. Let's see what did happen.
Yeah, there you go. Lee just initially with his right hand on the back of West's jumper.
Technically correct, but not too much in it. Kick number 7 for West. Low trajectory kick gets the desired result for Footscray.
Mitsubishi Triton Utes and Express fans. They only stop when you do.
If it only saves you once a year, it's a good year.
What are you doing in there?
I'll be out in a minute.
IXL Tastic Compact will brighten, freshen and warm even the chilliest little toilet or bathroom.
Another great idea.
At Radio Rentals, you don't just get good service, you receive super customer service.
From our delivery department, our head office staff, to the technicians in our superstores, to the finance options available. Better than interest-free, rent to own, and extended credit.
Radio Rentals' super customer service is the reason why customers come back over and over again.
Radio Rentals, a worthwhile experience.
Help! Help!
You guessed it, she's broken another window. If it happens to you, remember, Clarkson's Fast Glass Replacement Service is just around the corner and as close as your phone. Clarkson's are South Australia's most trusted glass replacement company. On call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With fast, friendly service, guaranteed workmanship at an honest, genuine price. Clarkson's, we're just around the corner and as close as your phone.
Oh dear.
If you're in business, ask yourself this question. If you're not prominent in the Yellow Pages, how are people going to find you? Advertising in Yellow Pages works. To be in it, call this number.
Hard drug importers are using ingenious methods to smuggle in their deadly product, but this dog knows their tricks. A special report on 7 News, Monday night at 6. Die-hard action when Ken Wall stars in the television premiere of The Taking of Beverly Hills, next on 7.
11-17, 6-14. Jamison. The close quarters to Rouvray, who boots it down towards half forward. Pitches and runs on down towards the attacking 50, but Darcy lays the hand pass off to Hunter. So Footscray bring it back towards the wing. Reynolds was up in front. Kellett trying to keep it in front. Couldn't control it. Pittman back on the ground now. Over the ball. Eventually it's slapped out by Kellett. Taken by Smith. Gets it to White, who takes on the tackler. And he was mugged by Visca. The kick comes from McDermott down towards centre half forward. Well done by Smart. He's got great balance and poise. He goes in short and finds Modra. Well, we've seen that On more than one occasion tonight, Smart contesting the ball in the air, hitting the ground, and not even looking like slipping over or falling.
16 and 6 for Smart, Dennis.
Yes, Peter Foster again just falling at the crucial moment, but Smart, as Dennis said, just critical you keep your feet. You just have to go back onto the footy.
So Modra going at goal number 6, directly in front, 35 metres out. Good looking effort, straight through the middle. Modra has 6 of 12 and Adelaide go further in front.
6-5. So he's back up to average. He's averaged just over 6.5 goals a match this year.
And Dougie Hawkins coming off the ground, much to the delight of the local supporters. And Glenn Coleman coming on. Doesn't see much of the action tonight, Glenn Coleman. We'll just see that pass again from Smart. Not much left that Terry Rilla can do. Now they can ask his players to give a bit.
Well, Coleman hasn't seen the ball since he was taken off, I think, for a 50-metre indiscretion earlier. And we haven't seen him since. Pittman and Wine, two number 15s doing battle. And we haven't got it too far from the centre circle either. McGuinness gives it back to the umpire. And Dougie a little bit disappointed. Running towards the 300. He'd like the 300th to be better than the result tonight. Tregenza to half forward. Smart in front. Darcy. Anderson.
It's coming back a free kick to Hunter, I think it is, or is it Darcy? No, it's Darcy, yes, holding on.
Hunter takes the hand pass to the edge of the square. Reynolds in front, nearly in front of Jamison. Has to beat two of them. Will get the free kick here for in the back. I think tried to get a 50-metre penalty there by trying to get the Adelaide player in front of him. Grant in front. Smith was there at the fall of the ball. Coleman looks for Grant with the hand pass. Finds him across his body. Bounce is going to be important here. Rouvray backs his judgment to get clear of Delray. Collinyook and Anderson. Collinyook, the chip shot, and Smith, a good effort to mark. Runs on quickly. Pittman in front. Takes the mark in front of Chris Grant.
That's pretty much how they've fallen down, Pete, through the course of the evening.
Well, the forward line has seen only 5 goals scored. That first quarter, they were very inaccurate, and in the wash-up, it is going to be important because if they got a good lead there at quarter time, it might have been a different story. Anderson does well. Hunter fists the ball on. Foster. And it's all tied up over there. Smart has really played a magnificent game. He and Bickley have certainly been instrumental in Adelaide's good effort tonight. Hunter's kick. Oh, bad turnover there to the opposite number 10, and McDermott takes an uncontested mark.
22 possessions now for Chris McDermott. Gets it to Bickley. He's knocked up getting possessions, as has Smart. And the crowd applauding Smart.
37 for Bickley, Dennis.
Yeah. And how many is it for Smart? 23 now. Meantime, Hunter's got the ball, and the crowd enjoying Smart getting that ball just recently as Bickley gets it up to McGuinness after the little tete-a-tete between Foster and Smart on the outer side. Tregenza goes to McDermott. They all go in the book as possessions. Jarman's got it. Close to the boundary line. Andrew Jarman unloads for distance. Modra forced to spoil that time. Swooping on it is Rowe. He's kicked one. Nice goal. Crows faithful enjoying this. Adelaide leads 13-17 to 6-14.
And this is the crumbing sort of effort that Footscray is lacking. The ball has hit the deck. Just someone, because a lot of their running players, as I've mentioned before, are either tagging or being held out of the game. And Rowe with good pace. Hasn't had a lot of the footy through the course of the evening, but done sufficient.
Stephen Rowe's first goal, 44,987 here tonight, so close on 45, and most of them enjoying this. Smith up towards full forward for Footscray. Delray taken out of the contest. Grant and Hart. Grant did well. Ball spills out the back. Hart's got it, but it's going to be a ball up. And Footscray outclassed tonight after winning their last 3 matches against Adelaide. Stanfield tries to burst clear, gets around Lee, but he's kicked out of bounds on the full. And McGuinness will take the free kick. I hope it's a female holding it up. Kick to the outer side. Galaxy. Glenn Coleman. Spent a lot of the night on the bench. Reynolds. Probably when we see the stats at the end of the match, there won't be too much different, but in terms of use of the ball, Adelaide has done so much better. That's a good mark. One of Footscray's bright lights. Chris Grant tonight has kicked 1 goal, 2. I guess they expect a lot from him there, Ross, but tonight the opportunities really haven't been there.
Yes, he's that player that they're expecting to take the next jump, the next step further up the run. Actually, he missed the early part of the season at 5 games, I think, after ankle surgery, but he's a player that they really want to control that forward line.
1 goal, 2 against his name tonight, Chris Grant. Against the breeze, 45 out, won't get the distance. Ball lands in the goal square. West should kick a goal, and does. West gets his second. And some respectability added to the Footscray score. Chris Grant scratches his head after not doing much with this kick.
Yes, you can just lack the timing there and just poked at the footy once more, Pete, just lacked any sort of distance with it. The kick of a very tired player.
So the margin is 39 points. The official attendance tonight, 44,987, so another bumper crowd. Pittman opposed to wide. In fact, it's hooked down by McDermott. Hunter boots it out wide. And the mark almost held by Rashudo. Burrowing in there, Liberatore. Socked forward off the ground by, I think it was Smith. Hart eventually. Rashudo. McGuinness across half back. Kicks it very wide. Jamison will need to stretch here. The ball runs away from him and goes out of bounds. Well, taking a look at some of the stats, I mean, Bickley outstanding on Atkins. Went there to, well, I suppose tag him is the right word, but 41 possessions. He's done a little more than that. Atkins has responded with 23, but Bickley has been telling. And Simon Tregenza so far, 33 possessions. As Cameron gives it away to Kollenhoek. Kollenhoek floats one down towards half forward, missed by Visca. A rare mistake from him. The hand pass comes from Grant to Atkins. It goes down towards the kickoff line. Delray surely should have got a free and will.
Yeah, definitely a free kick there.
Held and interfered with, I'd suggest. Just going back to Simon Tregenza, talking about the possessions he's had, of course, Footscray would see a certain irony there because they drafted Tregenza back in 87. He stayed in Adelaide.
Yeah, so there's 3 free kicks there, holding on in the back, over the shoulder, and a slam dunk.
Generally untidy. So Delray kicking at his second. Puts it through. The 8th on the board for Footscray.
2 goals, 4 to Danny Delray. 13-17 to 8-14. So a little bit of respectability to Footscray's score. In fact, since half-time, they've kept pace with Adelaide. There's 35 points the difference then, 31 at three-quarter time. And maybe the end margin is going to be something similar to that.
Yes, a quiet from him. Singh goes out of the game. Pete sides who are behind lift a little bit to try and get that respectability back. But in the end, to no avail.
Danny Delray's got 2 goals, 4. Scott West has got 2 goals. They're the leading goal kickers for Footscray. And we were talking about statistics before, and I think we might have left out Nigel Smart. 17 and 6, and a very polished display from him when he does get the ball. He always looks good. Lovely balance.
Plus he's 10 marks, Pete, which means he's been a target for some of the kick 2 coming off half back.
So finally back to the centre. Pittman, who as we said is fresh, spending a bit of time on the bench. Reynolds back to half forward. Crows again at the fall of the ball. West, but he was the only Footscray player there. Bickley to Lee. Well, Lee, an unsung hero across half back. And here's Smart. Perfect balance. Lovely left footer. Not the opportunity there though as Hunter knocks the ball clear, nearly over the boundary line. Oh! Darcy stood his ground well as Rowe came at him. And Darcy gives him a bit of a glare. He rode that well. You'll feel that for a while though, just the same. They hurt. Atkins. McDermott. That's a well way to kick.
It's been the belly, but it's been the belly of Scott Hodges tonight. Even though he hasn't much to put, he's been prepared to continue to lead. I know Chris McDermott said on a number of occasions that when you come with the ball out of the centre, although it wasn't through the centre this time, the first player you generally see on lead is Scott Hodges. Montra's not as obvious as silly as that may sound, but Hodges is a very much a good leader.
4 goals against Brisbane. The Gary medalist going for his second tonight and gets it. (14-17), 101 in the last minute of the game now.
Yes, I said it before too, without repeating myself, but perhaps not everyone may have heard, that is that it's difficult for someone like a Hodges who's been used to being the key up forward to play a subordinate role, to play alongside Mondra, the league's leading goal kicker, is not easy. And I think he's just kept persisting tonight, and to his credit, a couple of scores on the board.
So, putting the final touches to this one. Adelaide simply too good tonight. Wine goes up and gets it down. Smith couldn't control it. Visca, the hand pass to Rashudo. Swings it out wide. Back goes Rowe, and close attendance Hunter. The ball spills towards the boundary line, and Hunter gives it some added impetus and sockers it across. Now he's going to get a free kick. So Hunter, left half back. And now 50 metres, is it?
No, the umpire just telling Rowe what the free kick was for.
So Hunter kicks it around the outer side. Maynard from behind hits a fist on it. Atkins, quick hand, sold Liberatore though into trouble. Now McGuinness to Jarman, back to McGuinness. He runs it down towards half-forward, pinpoints the ball beautifully, and Mondra comes on the lead. Takes the chest mark about 40 metres from goal. He'll be kicking at his 7th and the 15th for the Crows. There's the siren, so in fact Mondra will kick after this game is over. Goal number 7. Looking to finish with 7 at 15. Looks pretty good. He enforces his lead on the goal-kicking table. And the Adelaide Crows, a team with a lot of improvement in them, I think, have won this one in emphatic style. 15-17 to 8-14. Footscray missed some easy goals early, and they really have paid the penalty. After that, a blistering second term from the Crows set up victory. That man up forward, terrific tonight, Nigel Smart. Bickley comes across too. They've had many good players, a lot of young players in the team, and there's one of them, Ben Hart.
So full time at Football Park, it was Adelaide by 45 points over Footscray. A terrific second quarter with the win gave Adelaide the impetus. In the other game today, the West Coast Eagles hammered the Sydney Swans by 57 points. Checking the ladder with 2 games to play in round 11, the Crows are 6th with 6 wins from 10 games. Our coverage of the AFL continues tomorrow with a live telecast of the Hawthorn-Essendon game from Waverley Park. For the moment, it's good night from 7 Sport.
This has been a 7 Sport production. The 1993 AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP Australia, Carlton and United Breweries, Telecom Australia, McDonald's, Nike and Foodland.